This episode is brought to you by FanRoll, your source for premium gaming dice. Get 10% off dice and dice accessories at fanrolldice.com with our code TRIALS10. They have a huge selection of metal, resin, and even a couple of other novelty dice. So go check that out and get 10% off your order with code TRIALS10. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 204 of Trials and Trebuchets. I'm your Dungeon Master, Luke, and joining me are my players, whose names are as follows.
Hi there, my name is Ben. I guess I still don't introduce anything
You're still
yet.
not
I'm
here.
still just here.
It's still just Ben.
Hi everyone, it's me, Carla, and I play the level
11?
11 Tiefling Roguelike Integrity Eye Idleberry. Sorry, I need to have my lamp.
Stage light.
It's going down. We're going under. We betting coins. We betting cats. Lem's got a coin. And also silver, but dry falls first to get booby.
I can't believe you said booby.
Oh my god. I can't believe
Hi,
you.
I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 11 half-elf bard. Poofed out of town, took a day trip out to lovely Dry Falls to help a pal who died small. We've spent our lifetimes making friends, then it ends. But we still want to save Winsler. Well, that was the idea, but now we're here.
Way to make me sad again.
Oh, sorry.
Stop being sad.
I have that effect on people.
Sarah, shut the fuck up.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I play the level 11 human sorceress Sarah Cinderman. And I don't have parents anymore. Goodbye.
Well, pending.
Whoop-de-daisy.
Pending. The transaction hasn't gone through just yet.
Okay, and give it a couple of days. It takes 24 to 48 hours.
Well, you can do it faster, but then there's a $4 convenience fee.
Yeah, I have to save my gold. Like, it's...
Yeah, you do. You're a poor normie now.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
get used to it.
Working on a...
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students ventured into the plain of Isithil in order to make a deal with the Woods Witch Celti, trading a handful of names and agreeing to another chore for her, retrieving the twin coin of life and death from the plane of Lem in exchange for the 1/17th of Winsler's soul she possesses, and directions to the other 16/17ths. Although Mira did read that out of Celti's mind, and it wasn't quite part of the transaction, but, you know, it was implicitly so. Finally, the three students were given the name of a man who could help them find her coin in the plain of Lem. None other than Boo Bolero in the town of Dry Falls. We will pick up with our wonderful three students now a day or so into their journey to find their friend. You all are on the long road from Hophelion to Dry Falls, taking a wonderful cart ride. It has been the better part of 12 or so hours and nearing about 11 p.m. at night when you finally exit from the wonderful woods and find yourself just on the outskirts of Dry Falls, waiting in line in the back of this wagon. There's probably three or so other people and a ton of big boxes and crates, maybe some clinking bottles, maybe some big barrels of grain. But you guys are waiting in the line to get across to town, across the lake on a lovely wooden ferry. This entire time, as you've been driven through the woods, this old man sitting in this wagon across from you, he's completely bundled up in beige scarves and big wood not wood, big leather boots. He has large spectacles on his face, round and thick, magnifying his eyes grandly. He looks to be about 100 years old and is the most wrinkly man you may have ever seen. Jury's out on that one. And the entire time has been chatting your ears off. 12 hours straight of gummy anecdotes and useless stories as you all pluck.
Break us off a piece.
Absolutely. As you are all arriving, as you're all watching out the sides of the wagon, waiting for this endless torture to finally be done, you hear this old man going, "You see, the last time that my granddaughter talked to me, you remember her from the story earlier. She's the one with the 3 cats down in the capital city. She used to live, like I told you, that city street, Oak Street in Redford. She used to live, a beautiful grand house. The last time I saw her, the last time I had spoken to her, she said, 'Oh, grandfather, you're getting so old.' Oh, I think she said old for your bones. That couldn't have been right. There was some conversation. I was trying to talk to her about how I deserve to keep my home, my wonderful home in Dryfall. The 3 of you are welcome to come by if you're in need. I have 7 empty bedrooms. My children are all gone, but my grandchildren don't come to visit. So if you ever need a place to stay, you're welcome to come stay with me. I do have. I do have, if you'd be so kind, I have some chores to take care of. I was telling you earlier, back my 3rd wife.
Oh my gosh, yeah, your 3rd wife?
Yes, you remember her, Delilah.
Yes.
Oh,
right, that one.
Oh, and he stares off, and he goes, "Oh, how I miss her. I must have been one of the best wives I've had, yes. But you remember, she was the one who built the add-on to the house.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had it serviced. It's up a ladder on the 3rd floor. So see, if you were to come, I would say you could stay in one of the old rooms. We could clear everything out. The bed might be rotten by now, so we can take play that way. But if you did stay, no, I wouldn't ask anything of you, but to help out, maybe there's a few rats and bats up in the 3rd floor, that add-on.
There's bats?
Bats and rats, dearie.
I'm allergic to rats and bats.
Oh.
Dude.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, one almost killed her once.
Make a deception check with advantage, Integrity Idleberry.
Twice, actually, if you count the first time.
Wait, killed by a rat in a plague? I've lived
Something
through a
like
plague.
that.
I've lived through a plague or two in I can tell you about it. The last one that ran through was about 70 years ago. I was a young man, spry, only 35 years old, and...
You're 105?
105 there, maybe 150. The years pass, young lady, the years pass. I'm sure they'll be kinder to you than they were to me. But
You don't look a day over 30.
Well, I did. That is a funny thing you say. The plague ran through the town. It affected me. It poisoned my old face such that I became a wrinkly old mess like you see me now.
Broken hourglass, I've heard of that.
Nearly took my eyes too. So, yes, I do look the same spitting image of the man I was at 30.
Wow.
And then the wagon driver, knocks on the back thing and goes, "Hey, we're here if you 3 want to, get out."
Yes!
That would be
You can just-
fantastic, thank you.
Perfect. Ferry's
Thank
just up the
you.
road.
Talk.
Yeah, you're great. Bye.
The old man just like, "Oh, you're not leaving so soon, are you?" And he starts to try to stand up. And he's like, "Oh, I'll come."
No, I
As he,
really
like-
have to
Stay,
go.
we'll find you, bye.
My
Thank you
stomach
so
really
much.
hurts. I have to go. Bye.
It's the rats in the car. She's gonna vomit, bye.
Thank you so much for
And
your
the 3 of you,
advice.
the 3 of you hustle out the back of the cart. There's one other younger, maybe he's 15 years old. He looks skinny as hell and all afraid to be out on his own. And he just looks at you guys as you run off. And the old grandpa man goes, "Oh, have I ever told you about the time I was caught in a plague?"
I melt him. I'm
and so
sorry.
don't
as
leave me
we
alone
leave.
with him.
I melt. I'm sorry, and we leave.
The 3 of you jump out the back of this wagon, stretch your legs after the long voyage, and can make your ways up this wagon line towards the head of it, where you might just be able to get on one of these ferries with a little bit of standing room only. Meanwhile, or I guess I can describe what you see. You're standing on this northern shore of a chilly-looking lake, probably about 2 kilometers wide. It's kind of like ellipse-shaped, oval-shaped, kind of. You see a town raised up on stilts and a bunch of wooden docks surrounding it out in the middle of this lake, the town of Dry Falls. There's this big ferry line, and you can see that it's a little covered wooden ferry that just rides back and forth over to the town. You can see it's just coming back now with a big heaping load of folks heading out of town. It is probably overcast and, again, like 11 p.m.-ish. You guys have been traveling all freaking day, and it is quite, I would say, exhausting at this point. Is there anything, Integrity specifically, is there anything you want to say to them while you guys stand on the shore as you look at your hometown?
Considering everything that's been happening recently, I am afraid that my family will ask a lot of questions, so maybe we should try to not show ourselves to them.
Totally fair.
So disguises, like, are we going like deep undercover to make sure that no one recognizes? Because I mean, like, you grew up here, people will know you. So like,
well, the town's big enough that we can try to tell them that it's not me. A lot of people pass by here, so there's a chance that they won't tell my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like, we probably need to find somewhere to sleep that isn't home.
Yeah. Serenep, do you need to put a disguise on too? Just kind of considering you being wanted for high treason and being in a big port city and stuff.
As you
I kind of have an
things. As you all discuss these things, the ferry arrives, slowly coming into the shore and colliding with the dirt here and wooden boards. Yeah, let's a person yells that out with using his human mouth.
Sorry,
and
the
then laughs
horn's
to
broken.
himself. The little gate opens and 3 or 4 wagons plod out slowly, horse-drawn and donkey-drawn. A similar amount of carts pull back in. What's up, Serenep?
Just with Mira's, I think I was waiting for a later point,
Oh.
but with that brought up, I think Serenef is
Give
going.
me a... Hey,
Okay, sorry.
Are you going to disguise yourself? If you're going to disguise yourself, give me a moment,
Okay, sorry.
okay? Just have confidence, have trust in me as your dungeon master.
Of course.
The 3 of you have this conversation and can kind of walk in onto the ferry. It doesn't cost a dime, and kind of like push yourselves against the side so as not to get in the way of these big wagons and carts. That guy who runs the ferry closes the gates up, locks them, and goes, ha, ha, and the ferry itself begins to plod along over south across the river. The 3 of you are standing here, again, still having this conversation. And Mira, you mentioned this. And then the 3 of you kind of like, your eyes are wandering. And you all look at this post in the corner that has like a bunch of, there's like work notices, like labor wanted at the hair cutting factory.
Wait,
and
what?
Stuff like
Hair cutting factory.
and such things. There's also another post that is not just job postings, but you can see is very for someone like you, I think, Mira, who's big into storybook kind of set pieces. It looks like just a spitting image out of like a stage play of what you would think a wanted poster looks like, right? Like a big script of wanted over the top with like the most devilish looking caricature drawn, and then like in big letters there, crime and bounty. There's a bunch of different names, stuff like Rocky, who's wanted for arson, or some lady named Kingsley, wanted for wagon theft, a Ragnarsson for civil disobedience.
Wait a minute.
Saik, manslaughter.
What did Joe do?
And then at the very bottom, you see Cinderman.
Oh,
And
shit.
A very crude caricature of Serenep's face. She has a bunch of face scars and looks like a absolute criminal.
What the
and
Sick.
underneath it reads high treason.
Oh.
Oh.
And you're all, and Mira, you finish this point, and then you all stare at this post where you see that's looking right back at you.
I'm just gonna mage hand that poster off the post and kind of crumple it up a little.
I
Mira,
didn't
you
think it
mage
looked
hand it
that
off the
bad.
post. You look at it for a single moment. Sarah, after you glance, the three of you can see it says 10,000 gold pieces wanted alive.
Jesus Christ. I touch my face and I'm thinking, do I have a lot of face scars? Like, I don't think I got hit in the face too many times.
I know this isn't the point, but it's a very poor artistic rendering.
I know. I mean, I don't really think that the people who make this are very artistic.
I mean, okay, because I understand this thought. I've had this thought myself. I had a kind of something I did just kind of before classes and everything. Okay, I reach into my bag and I pull out the fox mask. Where it had been painted, for the gala and everything.
Yes.
I've kind of I diligently cleaned off that paint and then repainted it to look proper, like a fox mask,
okay,
proper coloring,
just like a red fox.
Yeah, and I put that up and tied
Orange,
it, and I just put it around my face. And I'm like, well, this is the thought.
Absolutely. You pull it. You all notice as Mira, you pocket this poster, and Serenap scurries or hushedly opens her bag and runs through things, pulling out this fox mask. You see the across the barge, the barge master kind of he's peeking at the three of you, taking note of your faces and trying to put two and two together for a second. And Mira, you rip down the poster immediately. Serenap, you pull this on his face and goes, I guess I must just be seeing things. And then goes back to his post of watching forwards to make sure they don't run into anything or anyone. Serenap, you can disguise yourself. Mira and Integrity, you can take a deep breath of maybe not so relief as you're with a wanted woman.
Yeah, this is
Hey,
fun.
Serenap.
Hi.
If you ever feel like you need some money, we could probably bring you, and then we can get the 10,000 gold coins, and then we can sneak you out, and then you have 10,000 gold coins.
Okay. I can see where the logic is there. Now the issue is that, well, one, they saying that they want me alive probably means I don't know. I don't really know. It's been a while since high treason has been named in the court. Maybe public execution. Yeah, public execution might happen.
Probably accurate. Yeah.
So I don't want to. I appreciate the thought of, hey, let's make some money off of my cousin being a wanted person. I would graciously ask you not to.
Well, no, I won't take the money. It will be for you, so you can.
I've been working on the jewelry making thing with Virgil's quills. I've been that might be an option. Wouldn't people want fancy jewelry stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Just giving you a thought.
Your eyes all pass over that one post with job postings, haircut factory. There's others looking for a bunch of people looking for artists for signs and such things. No postings for people wanting jewelry makers, unfortunately. But maybe you could sell your wares in a different town.
Yeah.
After probably 10 minutes of idle chatter between the three of you, you cross the lake south and clonk. The barge collides with the wooden decks of Dry Falls. You hear the barge master go, ha ha, again, obnoxiously, like a weird seagull horn, and then opens the gates and allows you three off first before the wagons run after you. And the three of you
They chase you.
arrive in the wonderful, salty-smelling town of Dry Falls. Big houses leaning against one another, ice still slick on the road, people rushing to and fro, even at such a late hour of the night. This town feels well and truly thriving right now.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in Dry Falls, we see a nearly empty, dusty old house. Are there any lights lit in here, or are you just sitting in darkness?
No, there's some few lights in there, but they're kind of dim. They haven't been fixed in a while, so it's kind of we'll get around to it eventually.
Wonderful. You're just sitting, there's a table in the center here, waiting for a knock at the door. Can you describe, Ben, who we see hunched at this table waiting?
We see a brilliant pink tiefling who has like a darker shade of pink for his hair. It's very wild. He's got some like weird crooked horns. One of them kind of like is off like a little bit to the left, and the other one is kind of like bent in a weird way. They are wearing some like long black boots. They look kind of old. Some raggedy pants, and it looks like they're wearing some sort of like Wildcliff-esque robe, but the symbols or like any paraphernalia that indicates that it is a Wildcliff robe has been like etched out and like taken off and replaced with like a little picture of his own face.
So these like threadbare blue robes that have been very heavily altered.
Yeah, heavily altered to look fantastic in, all circumstances given.
Yeah, how old does this guy look?
He looks like he could pass as like a guy in his mid-30s.
Okay. Old as fuck.
Pretty old, but not actually that old.
Yeah. Is there anything that you're doing as you wait for a knock at the door?
Probably like multitasking a little bit, like just like sticking his pike into the floorboards, like sort of like twisting it a little bit, throwing like this die back and forth, like just rolling it a couple times, and like, oh yeah, I won that time. It's like, oh yeah, I won again. Oh man, I just keep on winning, don't I?
As you do this, sticking just clunk, 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 stabbing into the floorboards passively and rolling your die on this wooden table, eventually you hear, probably 10 minutes later than it should be here, a knock, 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 knock at your front door, and then you hear a voice that goes, "Hey, Boo! Boo! Are you in there? Hey,
it's like,
sorry we're late!"
Scramble out of the chair, like, hold on. Hold on, I'm coming. Gonna like briskly move over to the door. I wonder how like tall the ceiling is.
I was imagining like a big open space, like almost as if the second floor had been partially collapsed or not finished built or something like that.
Okay.
But
how tall would you say the door is?
Door is probably 7 feet tall.
Okay, good. I just managed to like, fit.
Yeah,
because he
make
is
someone taller than me?
6'5", by the way.
How do you make someone taller than me?
Damn.
It's very tall.
You really had to be the exact opposite of.
Gonna open the door, crack, look out.
Yeah, you see a pale human guy with messy brown hair staring back at you, and behind him, you see a small cloaked halfling-sized figure, and the person looking at the door goes, "Hey, sorry, we're running late. Everything good in here?"
Everything's fine. I got everything under control in here. Come on in.
You open the door fully. This human guy walks in and like kicks his shoes to get some of the ice off of or like leaving the snow essentially in dust and grime so that he doesn't track it into your house.
It really doesn't matter.
A beautiful pair of shoes, Boo. I almost called you Winsler. This is gonna be so fucking hard.
This is gonna be really difficult.
Wearing a beautiful set of boots, Winsler. He will step out of the way.
You did it again. You said Winsler. After just talking about it, you say Winsler with no hesitation.
Fuck. He will step into your home, kick off his shoes, not kicking them off, like taking them off, and step to the side, Boo.
Right.
And he'll say, I just took me a couple extra minutes to find our guest. He's a bit older than I think than the last time I saw him, so he's moving a bit slower. And he'll point to the small halfling who walks in the door wearing a very dark cloak. This guy pulls back his hood, and you see an incredibly old halfling. This wrinkled dark skin and very gray curly hair. He has a big mustache and is wearing some well-worn old clothes, like just a butt plain.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very plainly dressed man. And the human will go, this is Mr. Rosefield, Mr. Enoch Rosefield. He has some info that could probably help you. He's lived here for well over 100 years and knows anyone who came in, passed through.
Oh, well, be my guest. We'll just pull up a chair, have a seat.
Absolutely.
Take a load off.
Yeah, you walk over to your table, where pull over a wooden chair, Boo, and this halfling will look around very cautiously. He seems very on guard, and he will clear his throat. And as he walks over and it pulls himself up into the chair. Also, thank you for the hospitality. And
I'm gonna put my feet up on the table.
Wonderful. The human will go, all right, I can leave the two of you. You're all good in here?
Yeah, go on. Go do whatever else you had planned for the day. We'll be fine in here.
He does a little salute thingy to you, see ya, and will give a head nod to Enoch and then walk out the door, slam it shut, and be on his way, leaving just you and this halfling in your home. This guy, he has his hands kind of together in front of him, in front of his face, elbows leaning on the table. He looks like a kid sitting at a huge high table. He looks very out of place. And he'll say, so, my friend Rustin there told me you're looking for a man by the name of Quent.
I am. I'm looking for the name. I'm looking for the person by that name. Quent Persimmonpale. Kind of a bit of a silly name, in my opinion. But
he glares at you. He'll say, Quent was my good old friend.
Oh, were they? I'm so sorry. I think that name is wonderful. Can you tell me all about your friend there? I'd love to just have a heart-to-heart conversation with you.
Quent and I were good friends when we were young men. He had a bit of a bad streak in him. Loved to drink and waste his money a bit more than I did. Was into gambling, big dice player.
Oh, I can relate to that.
He stops and just looks up at you.
And by that I mean, I just like to play a lot of games, you know?
He'll shake his head and say, Of course, fucking youngster. When I met Quent, I was 18 years young. I assumed he was the same age as me. He looked about the same age as me. But as the years went on, I got older, and Quent stayed that same age. I know he owed a lot of money to a lot of different people, got himself into a lot of bad positions.
And did he ever confide in you exactly what was going on? Clearly, if you two were so close, he would have shared everything with you, right?
Make a persuasion check.
I wonder... Wait, let me just double check real quick. I think I...
Absolutely.
Okay, never mind. It's only for those. That's not off to a great start, by the way. That's a 5.
A fucking... Oh, Ben.
Sorry, my dice suck.
He'll shake his head a bit and say, we're getting to there. We're getting to there. Let me tell my story.
All right, I'll give you all the time that you need.
He came and went from town. Sometimes he'd be here for a year or two. Sometimes he'd be gone for a year or two, maybe a couple seasons intermittently. I never really asked where he was going to, where he was coming from.
I see.
Just spent good time with him while he was here in town. And I remember one summer, back in 27 it must have been. Back then, we were young then. He was young then, I was getting there. And he came back in, he looked really roughed up. Like he had a bad run-in with someone on the road, as if he's been robbed or something of the sort. He was beside himself, was terrified, wouldn't leave his house. Normally he'd go out, have a great time, especially in the summer. It was his favorite season. But that summer he just stayed locked in his old home.
Must have been quite the traumatic experience to have that happen. And never to leave his house?
Never to leave his house. Later that summer, maybe halfway through it, there was a bad fire. Burnt both the homes next to his. Not terribly, they were rebuilt. But Quent's house, the one that he insisted on never leaving, completely incinerated. This is the part, then. It wasn't just normal flames. Boy.
It wasn't?
It was blue fire. Cold to the touch.
I see. And there was no trace of how the fire started at all? Other than the fact that it was unnatural in some way?
No, must have been some curse bringing down on him. Must have been something he owed.
Mm.
That's what I think. That's what everyone else thought. Some people thought it was loan sharks coming down just burnt his house down. I don't think it was anything to do with that. I think it was something more supernatural.
You must have owed quite the debt to have that happen.
That's what I think. And he'll lean back and kind of like put his hand into like his robe pocket and he'll say, next day, when they couldn't find his body in there, said that it all burnt up. Next day, I went and poked around a little bit, and I found this. And he's gonna pull from his right pocket a small, wrapped up little, it almost looks like the size of a big piece of rock. And he'll slam it down on the table. He's not unwrapped it yet, and it makes a loud thud when it does so. Very metallic kind of ring, Boo. And you'll say, now, it might just be something that melted. It might just be something that he had sitting around. But I think it's something deeper than that. I think this is a piece of whatever killed him. Whatever started that fire.
What is it?
And he'll push it over to you on the table.
I'm going to take it and carefully open it up and see what's inside.
It's a cloth-wrapped old thing. You can delicately peel back the top layer and look at it. In the very dim light of your home, you can see that it is this dark, bluish, some sort of... It's a dark blue mound of some sort. Make a nature check for me to determine more.
All right. I don't know shit. That's a 6.
Okay. It doesn't look... how to describe it? It looks like a piece of metal formed into like a shard of metal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like a big shard of metal that would have fallen off or been knocked off something. And if you would like to touch it, would you? Or are you just going to look at it?
I'm just going to look at it, see if there's any sort of finer details into it. I don't know if touching it is probably a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, you can look at it, examining for any details. The surface is rough, like a very, again, assuming that this is just a hunk of metal, the surface is very rough, almost like the same texture as like a cast iron, although this is not that. It's like this blue, steely material. Even just from pulling it over to you, you can see, you can feel just how heavy it is. Like this little lump that may be like 6 inches long, it might be like 20, 30 pounds. It's very heavy. And yeah, visually examining it, that's kind of all the information you get from it. And he'll say, Hanok will say, now that, like I said, I don't know if it was something in his home that melted, but I've not seen anything like it in all my years.
Can't really get much from just looking at it. I might be interested in having a more thorough examination of it over a couple days, maybe. If you'd be okay with just leaving it with me.
For a fee, obviously.
How about we make a little bit of a deal instead? How about we play a simple game? If you win, you can take the shard with you and leave as if nothing had ever happened. If I win, I get to keep the shard free of charge. And you lose nothing else.
He purses his lips and kind of thinks it over. I think you need to give me more. I already have the shard. I could just leave with it right now. Do you have anything else you're willing to gamble?
I do have something else I would be willing to gamble. I'm going to take a special key and put it in the center of the table next to the shard.
He looks at it skeptically and he goes, what's the key for?
You ever wondered what it would be like to be able to unlock any door possible? Any door you could think of. Any lock, not just a door. How's that for raising the price of the bargain?
He nods agreeably. He's thinking it over. Boo, I believe you need to make a deception roll for me.
Yes, I do.
As you place this very plain cast iron key on the table.
I also have advantage on this, too.
Oh, excellent.
It's all right. I don't think it's the greatest that I've ever rolled. That's a 15. How's a 15 do you?
Oh, a 15. You can fool this old man with a 15.
Okay.
He'll nod his head and say, I could make a pretty penny with selling something like that around here. Young man, you have a deal.
All right. I will shake his hand to seal the bargain.
The deal.
Absolutely. You seal the deal.
So how this game works, it's just a simple game of chance. We shall each roll a single dice, and whoever gets the highest number is the winner. Simple.
Simple. Hard to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a silence. Do you want to pull your die from your pocket?
I'm going to pull out my die, my signature
Yeah.
dice. And I'm going to, I would assume he doesn't have one.
No, he does not.
Okay.
He doesn't carry dice around with him. Who does that?
Okay. Well, he can use mine.
Wonderful. You can hand it over to him.
And here you are.
Is it just a 6-sided die?
It's just a 6-sided die.
Wonderful. He'll look at it, examine it skeptically, and he will just roll it on the table
Mm-hmm.
right in front of you. Is there anything that happens specifically?
No.
It bounces 2 or 3 times and then comes to a stop. A nice 4. 4. Is it like a little bone die? Is it ivory or something of the sort?
I would say, yeah, it's kind of, it's like
Pretty
a
nice.
nice looking D6.
Okay.
It's seen some use.
Yeah, he rolls this 6-sided dice. Six-sided die. It bounces 2 or 3 times and then lands on a side with 4 little circles. A 4. He goes, could have done better.
Still not a bad number to roll. Now
And
I will
you can
roll.
scoop up the die, shake it a couple times in your hand.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to roll the dice, and it will bounce along the table plenty of times, and then I will use the special dice, the special hidden feature of the dice that only I know is able to do it.
Yeah.
And I will make the roll a 6.
Wonderful. It bounces 2 or
Cheater.
3 times, hovers on an edge
What are you
as it
talking about, Carlo?
threatens to flip over onto a 1, and then rolls back and lands on the 6. You see Enoch glare at it for a second, and then sigh deeply, and he goes, well, I suppose that's that, a simple game done and done.
Simple game, done and done. Thank you for playing with me, by the way.
I'd say it's a pleasure, but you've taken my things. And he'll kind of like push back from the table and say, I hope that this can help you find what you're looking for. If you happen to find Quent in a living form, tell him I'll buy him a drink next time I see him.
I'll be sure to do that.
And he hops down from his chair, will pull back his dark hood over his head, and make for the door. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Dry Falls, we see 2 young women and 1 fox-masked vigilante, maybe. We see the 3 students. We see Mira, Integrity, and Serenup walking. Are you guys immediately going to go after and look for this dude, or was the plan to sleep first and then track down your guy later?
How late is it in the night?
Yeah, what time is it exactly?
It's probably like 11:30 or so, just
Jeez.
before midnight.
Some kind of borderline.
Okay. The 3 of you are just walking around, maybe Integrity leading the way, perhaps being like, oh, this is where we could stay if we want to do that, and then just trying kind of probably brainstorm places that the person you're looking for could be.
Or we could brainstorm how to cast the spell Locate Creature.
Or you could do that in Sean.
It's so funny.
But do you know who it is? Like what does Locate Creature?
We were told a little bit about.
You just
from
need to
Celtic.
know a
You
name.
describe or name a creature that is
Oh.
familiar to you.
Damn.
You sense the direction to the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement. Locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind. If you've
Easy
seen...
peasy.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, if you would like to in this moment, as you walk around, the thought of saying, we should brainstorm, comes to your friend's mind, and then Mira, you can just interrupt that and cut to the chase and say, I can just cast Locate Creature if we need to.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, for some reason though, I just got like these weird tingles like all across my body as if there's like a god that's really mad at me right now.
How dare you? No.
Man, that's weird.
If you guys want tingles,
What are you offering? What?
Aw.
Integrity, what?
Please continue.
Integrity, when's the last
Yeah.
time you slept? You're not making sense.
Integrity, Continue, please.
If you guys want tingles, Dry Falls is known for their street food, and we have like this delicacy of all ears. And you may be wondering, what is all ears?
All ears?
Yes, all ears.
I mean, I'm all ears.
It's the ears of different animals. Okay?
So it's literally all ears.
Exactly what it sounds like.
It's pig ears.
I thought it was
cow
going to be one of
ears.
those things where it's like a fried dough dessert that looks like an ear.
You
no,
hear
these
from
are
a
just
nearby
actual
stall.
ears.
You hear from a nearby stall as the three of you are like parked on the side of the road. They like peek out of it and go, "No, it's just all chewed up not chewed up, chopped up
They're
ears."
chewed up?
No, they're not chewed up. They're beautiful. Here, come get. I'll sell you a bowl for 5 silver.
I really think that we should all try it.
You should.
While we walk.
It's a town.
Okay.
It's a town delicacy. If you've come to Dry Falls and you don't try the all ears, have you really even been to Dry Falls?
Exactly.
All right, I'm down. Let's try it.
We like you, Madame Bouchard.
Madame Bouchard. The three of you walk over to Madame Bouchard's all ears extravaganza, and you can buy yourself a communal bowl of all ears. It's a massive serving bowl, and the three of you can start to chomp into this lovely cartilaginous treat, filled with spice, filled with little veggies, integrity. Any other notable things?
And at the top it has gold flakes.
Ooh.
At the top, it has gold flakes, although you don't know how gold really that is.
So-
it could just be fake.
This locate creature. Where is this boo?
Yeah.
Where is the boo?
You would like to cast the spell now?
I think, when we're
Of course.
munching on some ears.
Munching on ears. You're having a great time, maybe. And Mira, you
It's
can
bonding.
casually, on the down low, cast the spell Locate Creature. You get a radar ping, boing, bringing you to the northern section of town, not like 6 blocks from where you are.
Oh, he's close. Okay, like a few blocks away up north. Do you know anything about that neighborhood, Integrity?
Integrity, Idleberry.
What do I know of this neighborhood?
That's an older neighborhood. Not a lot of people really live there. There's a bunch of abandoned houses and a bunch of houses that newcomers to town are like buying to tear down and rebuild.
Prime real estate.
Prime real estate.
Yeah,
It's very real estate.
it's... I don't go there often, but it's a pretty sketchy place.
Good to know. Good to know. We'll keep our wits about ourselves. I guess we don't mention the thing that like Celty said to us about, getting that thing that he took back, but we do the whole hey, take us to the plane of Lem, da da da. I think we got this.
If not, we can take it by force.
We can.
Bruh.
I mean, I guess we technically could, but like,
I mean, I've been practicing magic. I have spells to completely decimate someone's free will, but like,
that sounds like fun. It's nice to hear you've been studying.
Mira says this and then takes a lovely spoonful of all ears. A perfectly normal sentiment. The shopkeeper looks at you.
Can you
and
describe
will,
the all ears, please?
Put her
at some
hands
point?
up. Put her hands up and then just walk away. She'll walk to her little the back of her stall, leaving the three of you. So you can chow down on some delicious ears.
Yep.
I love all ears. That's so good,
Love all
Carla.
ears. And then push the bowl back and head out at this hour, walking down the main roads for as long as you can before having to tuck off into a unlit back alley, heading towards wherever this Boo Bolero fellow is, Mira. You are walking through one such unlit alleyway, and you see coming at you. It's probably narrow, wide enough for like a person and a half wide. So you see this taller guy walking towards you guys, and before he even reaches you, like maybe 20 feet away, as soon as he sees your face mirror, go, "Oh, I'm gonna back up. You guys can just scooch on. You can scooch on through. I don't want to like get up in your personal space or anything." Integrity, Adalberry. you recognize this voice. You recognize this man. You recognize the voice of your older brother, Rustin, as he turns around and walks away from you guys. He is dressed very inconspicuously, which you do not know how to make.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you can recognize the voice. He goes, I'll go down a different road. You guys can come down here. I don't want to get mugged tonight.
What makes you think that we're mugging you? Are you mugging us?
He stops. He stops in his tracks and he'll turn and go, first and foremost, I'm not mugging anybody tonight. I've never mugged a person in my life. Second off, and he'll squint into the darkness and he goes, now my eyes aren't great, but my ears are pretty good. And he'll take 2 or 3 hesitant steps forwards.
I'm going to step in front of Integrity and cross my arms.
Like a fucking bodyguard.
He stops in his tracks and he goes, okay, sorry. Okay, I'm backing off now. And he starts to backpedal once more. Mira, you're still in the front, but behind you, Sereneth is crossing her arms intimidatingly. He goes, didn't mean to do any harm tonight.
I'm gonna deepen my voice and say, have a good night.
How about this? I'm just gonna leave 2 or 3. I'm just gonna leave a couple of gold right here on this dumpster. Okay? Have yourselves a good night.
I'm going to peek on top.
He will run. He will run the other direction.
I'm going to just peek on top of Sereneth and be like, that's not enough gold!
Wow.
Stop talking!
Make an intimidation check with
What
advantage.
the fuck?
This is just how siblings are.
With
Yeah,
advantage?
just rob each other. It's fine.
With advantage, please.
Mira does it all the time.
Intimidation?
Yes.
That's just 11.
11. He leaves in a dead sprint. You just hear a heavy breathing as he fucking runs off into the maze of back alleys away from the 3 of you.
I turn to look at Integrity. For someone who didn't want her family to know that she was in town, you were not conspicuous enough for that.
I mean, Rustin's family, but
I thought you didn't want your family to know you were in town.
But she wanted gold.
I did want
Ah,
gold.
there you go.
The 3
I
of
mean,
you
I guess
can,
I'm intimidating enough to make people drop their
Greed.
gold. So that's nice to know, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're wearing a scary mask and you're huge.
I painted
and
it
you
to
were
be
crossing your arms.
Yeah, you guys in the darkness see Sereneth's intimidating mask. It casts dark shadows over her eyes, which are just
Fucking
barely
Batman.
visible. A person you do not want to run into in a back alley.
I was just trying to. I painted it to look less. I guess in the dark it doesn't look great, but it was. I didn't want to be scary wearing the mask. I just wanted to be
The 3 of you push through this alley. Whoever among you would like, you can pocket that 2 gold pieces, and you can continue following Mira off towards a decrepit, old, leaning building. It's tall and wooden, looks like to be 2 stories, and looks to be about 150 years old and very poor condition. The window over top of the door is broken, and there's just a piece of board nailed there to prevent any wind or snow from getting in. And as the 3 of you walk up to this front door, it will open in almost magically as the 3 of you walk up to it, and you see behind that door a very scared-looking old halfling man who will very quickly slam the door in all of your faces and will say, "No one's here, please. Sorry, please go away." And he turns to look at you and is shaking, and he goes, "Are you trying to kill me?"
I'm crossing my arms and shaking my head, and I'm running to look for a hiding spot.
He will, as you run for a hiding spot, he is abandoned, and he's just standing with his back to this door. Students, is there anything you would like to say to this man who's just slammed the door in your face? Mira, you can detect the moving radar ping of Abu Bolero beyond this door, running off to one of the corners of this house.
I mean, we know for a fact that I should not be the one talking to him, especially in the dark with the mask on, apparently.
Hey, we don't have any bad intentions. We just want to talk to Boo.
Boo, from your hiding place, you see Edok make these super wide eyes. Mira, can you just make a persuasion check for me to convince this man you have no mean motives?
Bit of a squint as I hear voices I do not recognize.
Can Integrity be cracking her knuckles behind Mira?
Jesus Christ!
15.
Sereneth is face palming the mask.
Poor guy.
15. He sighs deeply and he'll go, How do you know that name? How do I know
friend.
that? Friend of a friend. He'll look over to your hiding spot, Boo, and he'll go, "Oh, well, good luck to you. I'm gonna let them in for you." and he'll open the door and gesture and he'll go, "He's hiding in the back."
Oh,
Thanks, I know.
The three of you push past him. He exits this place and will slam the door behind him. You hear quick, but not too quick, he is an old man, steps as he hobbles away from this place and back to the lit, wide open front streets of Dry Falls.
That was fun.
The three of you are in this old, decrepit home. Mira, you know exactly where he's hiding. He's hiding in a broom cupboard at the back of the room.
Not that broom cupboard doesn't look super comfortable, but we do know you're in there, so you can get out and we can just talk. We don't want to hurt you. We just want your help.
There's like a heavy sigh from inside the cupboard.
Yes.
Opens the door to the cupboard. Well, hello. Good friends or so I hear. Oh, let me just go and get the door real quick, and I'm going to lock it.
You push through the three of them and lock the door. This 6'5" tiefling, you guys can part like a crowd. That doesn't make any sense. You guys part so that he can just pass through you and lock that door, which might be a bit worrisome. Who knows?
All right. Who are the three of you?
We want your help getting into the plane of Lem. And we heard from a reputable source that you know how to do that. We had a friend pass away who we believe is there.
Oh, you must be students of Wildcliff.
Yeah.
I can tell by the way that you speak.
Really?
Oh.
How do we speak?
Annoying, a little bit.
That's fair.
Oh.
Boo, do you want to go sit down in your chair, put your feet
Yeah,
up?
I'll go sit down and put my feet up.
Okay.
Take a seat. Clearly, I have more guests today than I expected.
The three of you, one of you can go sit down in Enoch's seat, a little warm and nice. The other two, you can drag over chairs from the side of the room and take a seat at this wonderful dining room table. You all see on the center this uncovered bluish gray, steely-looking lump of metal.
So, you need my help to get into the plane of Lem. Why do you wish to go to there, and why would you assume that I know of such things?
Well, as we explained, our friend, we believe that they're there.
Okay, and who's this friend? You keep bringing up this friend. I'm very curious about who this friend is. Could you please tell me who that friend of yours is?
Another Wildcliff student, Winsler.
I don't think I recall that name.
Wallaby?
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to know who he is. We just need help getting into the plains. We think he's somewhere called the Betting House of the Gods in Duplicity. Are you familiar?
Make a religion or history check for me.
I wonder. So that's a 16.
You're familiar that there are betting houses in Lem. You've found that out in your research. The fact that one of them is named Duplicity, news to you.
I could say, yes, I know of these betting houses, sure. So, if I can assume correctly, you are all looking to save your friend from something.
Eternal damnation, mostly.
Oh, joy. That sounds so fun.
Have you tried it?
You must all be very distressed and worried.
Have you tried it? Integrity, you chime in.
No, but I am looking for somebody who might be there. Based on having a little conversation with somebody I had earlier who you may have scared away.
Oh, well, sorry for scaring, but it sounds like we have a common goal, hey?
Sure, let's...
If you're going in there and it's dangerous, we can, really take care of ourselves, you know, Wildcliff, we won the duels last year.
Oh,
So
great.
we would be great to have along with you. We're very competent.
I'm sure you all are
if you
very
take us
competent.
with you...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Reminds me of a couple of people.
our
Yeah.
friend's death was a freak accident. That was
Yeah, I'm sure it
we
was.
we can carry our own weights.
Right.
You look at these three faces. Young faces, Boo. There's darkness in their eyes.
One of them you can't see their eyes because it's a fox.
You can look at these three kids, objectively kids to you.
Objectively, kids.
I think you can tell, objectively kids. I think that you can very easily tell that they mean what they say, Boo. And there is a certain amount of determination or confidence in the voice that might inspire, or it might allow you to get the proper read. The vibe seems right.
Well, I'd be really happy to help you all, actually. That sounds like it was really painful to the soul. And, I can't help but feel so bad for people like you. Anyways, I will gladly help you, but I would like to see you all tested first.
Tested?
How so?
I can't just round you all up and go on a merry adventure like, hoo-ha, we've been friends for years. No, that's not how the world works. Sorry, newsflash. Anyways.
Not really a newsflash, it's reality.
Damn, boo.
Anyways, if you want my help, I'm going to need your help. So, I don't know if you encountered that guy outside, not the old halfling bag of dust. You might have seen them. They were human, brown hair. Goes by the name Rustin, maybe.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't. Anyways, he's a bit of a little nobody who lives in a well-known shoe shop in town.
I heard the best in town.
I've been kind of in dire need of some new kicks. These ones are kind of giving out, and they're not really suited for the winter. So maybe you all could help me do a little bit of potential scamming.
Potential scamming, as in.
Oh, scamming a shoe shop, you say? And I'm looking directly at Integrity here, like,
Yeah.
what? What do we do?
And is that a problem?
You want us to steal from the shoe shop? Interesting.
Yeah, do you know how important new shoes are? Come on.
Oh, I totally understand that shoes are anything that connects you to the ground, you better pay big bucks for it because those are important shit.
Oh, don't worry. I always pay.
So you wanted
Integrity.
to scam them?
You look around at this house. It is sparsely decorated. It looks like he broke in and is just living here. You don't see a single coin purse on this man's belt. Nonetheless.
So you wanted to scam them? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'd like to see if you all have the guts to do something like this. It's a little harmless stealing, a little thievery. Never hurt anybody.
Okay. And how many pairs of shoes do you need?
I mean, one is fine, but I could maybe go for I don't know, maybe 6. Not any of your run-of-the-mill loafer kind of thing. I mean some really high-quality kicks. You know what I mean?
I think 6 is a bit greedy, don't you think?
No, I don't think.
At all?
I think that's a perfectly reasonable number.
I heard that they are a hard-working family. They have 2 young children that they're trying to, they have 4 children. 2 of them are very young. They need education in the future.
Okay, so I don't care.
And one of them is sort of dumb, so, they really need the education. So I think, maybe 2 or 3 is more reasonable.
I'm gonna sort of lean over, put my elbow on the table, and whisper to Sereneth and Mira. It's she always like this?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. But she's a very good friend and very smart, and I think when she says stuff, you should take it seriously.
Right. Well, if you want my help, I'll need to see if you are all able to not slow me down, as it were. So, I guess I can be fine with only 3 pairs. It's not gonna kill me or anything.
Yeah, 1 pair for each of us.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
He seems skeptical, Integrity, but he seems to agree with it.
I assume you all have a place to stay for the night, because you're not staying here. If that's what you're thinking.
Definitely wasn't thinking that.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. I've had people do that before, and it's quite the invasion of my privacy.
Oh, I get that.
Uh-huh.
I also don't want to be asleep anywhere near you. Who knows? You might stab us.
Okay, I don't do any of that stabbing sort, but I probably would pickpocket you.
Thanks for the transparency.
No problem. Glad to be of service, I suppose. Now leave, please.
Yep.
Charles
walks
you can
to
all
the
stand
door.
up. Yeah, you all can all stand up, walk over to the door, unlock it from the inside. It has the little turn lock, Everyone's familiar with the type.
Yep.
Very common in these for a front door to be a turn lock door. Anyways, and you can all exit, leaving Boo to stew in his gross old house.
That was interesting.
So we're going to steal from my parents?
I
guess. Are you able to just go to them and be like, "Hey, mom, dad, can you just like give me some shoes?" Like, do you think we could just do that?
Maybe ask them to pretend that we like make it look realistic, I guess, like that we're sneakily stealing, like, I don't know.
Ooh, so you think that he'll be watching us?
I 100% think he'll be watching us to make sure that we do this properly. So we can't
That's
do
fair,
it like
that's fair.
so like we can't just go over and ask it. We have to like maybe
Like
reach
pretend
out.
that we're
Maybe go to them because like he said that he's just like, you know, have the night or whatever and we'll do the test or whatever. Maybe send something to let them know, hey, we have to do this weird test where we have to pretend to steal. So like if you see us, like just pretend like we're actually stealing from you, I guess.
Yeah, that's a very good point because, you know, obviously we could do this, but if they didn't know it was us and they called like some guards or something, that could be very worrisome for you. And I kind of point at Serenep and I'm like, wait, do you have like a code name while we're in Dry Falls?
Yeah, Serenep is a family name, so we really shouldn't be using that.
Well, don't say it out loud!
I'm sorry, but
A set of guards goes, "Hey, you're Cinnamon Cinnamon!" And
An eye peeks through the wall of the house.
I'm whispering. Shut the fuck up. I'm like, my name's a family name, so just call me
Marge.
Marge.
Marge the Barge.
Marge the
Marge the Barge.
So Marge.
Yeah,
Marge, Mira, and Integrity, you can make your way back to the front streets of Dry Falls outside of this little maze of back alleys, and I presume find your way to an inn of a sort to stay the night. You make your way to a wonderful place, the Stone Dragon Inn, rent a room, just one room for a single gold piece, and can make your way up there onto the second floor. Find yourself in a beautiful, not beautiful, it's kind of run down. It has 6 beds in here though, so, you know, it is worth the price of admission. You can get some hot food and go to sleep for the night. Integrity Idleberry?
Yes.
Is there any note or any actions you would like to take to prepare your family for your theft?
While everyone is asleep, I would like to try and find Rustin. Like, maybe while he's, like, out and about.
Okay, absolutely. That should be no problem. You can quickly sneak out of the room when Mira and Marge go to bed. You can make your way outside onto the main streets and begin looking for your brother. You can stop by his regular stomping grounds, the 6 or so blocks around your home and the pubs and taverns there. You stop by 3 places before you find him. It's called the Stinky Pig.
Stinky Pig.
fun.
There's a big trough outside where they keep water for people to drink from. You've not ever seen someone from Dry Falls or anyone drink that actual gross-ass water, but the door is open and people are rowdy inside. You can hear people laughing and cackling, and you can hear your brother's voice amongst them.
Okay.
You can walk in. It's this warm, very cramped place. You can push your way through the crowds looking for your brother, Rustin, this probably 5'10"-ish, brown-haired human. He seems to be pretty chummy with a couple of dwarves who look to be quite wealthy men, and they're all goofing around, having a good time. Seem to be drinking tons and tons of alcohol.
Okay.
What would you like to do? You can wander over to him if you'd like.
I'm going to walk behind him, and I'm going to use. I'm going to tap him in the shoulder, and then I will start walking to a dark corner, like a table in a dark corner.
A booth in the corner,
Yeah.
absolutely. You tap him on the shoulder. He stops drinking for a second and looks over, and we'll see your hair and horns, and he gulps deeply. He'll turn to his 2 drinking buddies. He'll go, "I'll be right back, men. I will see you in just a second." And he will wander over after you. You can sit down with your back against the wall, Integrity, watching this busy tavern, and you see your brother wander over after making a couple pit stops and talking to a few other friends at different tables, picking up another beer maybe, and then he finally plops himself down and he'll go, "Integrity.
Rustin.
How wonderful to see you, my lovely little sister.
I'm glad to see
But-
you too.
I must say, I did think that you were still at school. Also, I think I ran into a doppelganger of you earlier. So I would be very careful.
That's so
Okay.
weird. Pushes the coins deeper into her pocket.
I'm gonna keep on watching for that. I've been in a bind with that kind of thing.
Mm. Aren't you supposed to be at school, though? Like, did you get thrown out?
No, you know that I would never get thrown out. I am here because I'm trying to befriend someone that can help us with something. I am in a
crazy vague,
yes.
honestly.
It's a super secret mission that I am entrusting on you. You must never speak of it to anyone. I really need your help.
He, like, leans in now, like, his goofy kind of expression drops, and he'll go, this sounds really serious. Is everything okay? Like, really? You can tell me if things are going bad for you.
I will be traveling to hell.
What a bomb to drop.
He blows a little raspberry and leans back. His back, he scoots down, slouches in the booth, and will take a big sip from his metal stein, and he'll say, "That's pretty heavy, honestly. And you're gonna come back, right?"
I mean, that's the plan. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just some magical school stuff. Going to hell is a normal part, I guess.
Yeah.
Why are you here, though?
Well, the friend that you were with earlier,
Mm-hmm.
you know Boo.
How I know Boo? How do you know Boo?
He's a friend.
Maybe I'm overstepping, but as your older brother, I can only offer some advice. It's up to you to listen if you don't want to listen. I wouldn't be friends with a guy like him.
Then why are you friends with him?
Daggerty, I'm friends with everyone, you know?
Okay,
I don't discriminate.
that makes a lot of sense. Well, the help that I need from you is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friends are stealing from the store.
For Boo?
No, for us. We need boots.
Make a deception check.
No, for us.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Deception 18.
18, he'll squint at you and say, "If you need boots, you can just go in and ask for them. You know that, right?
Yes.
Or you could just ask me to get them for you if you don't want to, show your face and explain that you're going to hell to mom and dad."
I know that you can do that. I know that I can do that easily, but we need to prove our worth.
To Boo.
By stealing shoes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll say yes because I trust you.
Okay, so what do you want from me? To get mom and dad out of the store? Just let you guys waltz in, take it, make it whole, those people are stealing from me, guards!
No.
Kind of thing?
No guards.
No?
I want you to try and fight us, but make it seem like it's real. You know?
Okay.
Don't involve the guards, and I don't want our parents to get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely get them out of the house tomorrow. Probably around 1 p.m. or so, give me a couple hours to sleep. I can get them out of the house and you can come beat me up and take shoes, I guess.
Oh, I miss beating you up.
Oh, yeah, this is my favorite part of, yeah. Are you, I'm not gonna ask. Okay. So tomorrow, sometime at around noon, just please go easy
Yes,
on me.
make it hard,
I'm not
but
gonna.
make
No, I'm not gonna put up much of a fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to get hurt. I feel like I heard from mom about how the tournament went at your school. I do not want to subject myself to being completely beaten to a pulp by you or anyone else you know, or by Boo. The man doesn't really mess around. So you're gonna probably hit me once and I'm gonna fall down and act like I am almost dead.
Okay, that's good. Do you have if you could give me a piece of advice with dealing with Boo? Do you have any?
Don't make any deals with him. Like, don't be like, yeah, well, this for that. Don't do that. Just, I wouldn't trust him that much, honestly. I have not known him for very long, but I do not enjoy the vibe, you know? Like, I am waiting for something bad to pop off and him to just leave town as quick as possible, you know? He's been pulling people in to that, like, abandoned house. I assume you went there to talk to them. He's been looking for this guy named Quent. I dropped an old man by the name of Enoch off earlier, and I don't know how that went. I'll probably check in with Enoch tomorrow, but he's been interrogating people. He's been holed up in that place, trying to figure out as much as he can about some old, like, gambling fiend who used to live in town ages ago.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind, and thank you so much for your help. Remember,
Hey,
this didn't
stay
happen.
safe, please. Like, please, just, I know you're all hyper competent and all that stuff, but please come back.
I will. And if I don't, I'll remember our memories deeply.
No, that's not how it goes. You're coming back. And he'll get up and, like,
Jesus.
push your head, like, almost like trying to push you over in your chair. And he will walk away, grabbing his pint and walking back to his dwarven drinking buddies, leaving you to try to pick yourself up off of the floor where he pushed you over, and then probably hustle back to your inn and get to bed, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. As you walk in the door, close behind you, and then scurry into your bed, pulling up the covers to, like, your chin. That's where we'll end this episode of Trials and Trebuchets.
Whoa.
Carla, can you give us an outro, please?
Hey, it's me, Integrity. Thank you for listening to this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. Please don't forget to leave a rating or a review on our iTunes or wherever you listen to this podcast. And if you don't want to post anything on there because you're trying to hide from people or hide from the world like me, share us with your friends because that's really friggin' great.
It is.
We also have an Instagram and Twitter at Trials and Trebs where you can get updates on stuff. You can check out art and you can be reminded that the episode is out so that you're always up to date with the biz jizz of Trials and Trebuchets.
Pardon me?
Pardon
Pardon me? Pardon me?
You're always
We're not that kind of business.
You're always updated on Trials and Trebuchets.
Oh, okay. Nice.
We also have a Discord, and you can find the link to that below, where you can gather with a bunch of like-minded people who enjoy the podcast and talk about theories, talk about how cool or shit things are going.
Damn. Be nice, please.
We also have a Patreon where you can donate
We do.
some moolah to get access to notes, or if you give enough moolah, you can also create a NPC, and that our characters can meet. And
Like
last but not
Like, yeah, Carla paid me, and that's her Patreon NPC, Rustin Idleberry.
And last but not the least, we also have a website. And what's in that website? Merch!
Whoa, merch!
Trevor's.com?
Yeah,
Merch.com.
merch.com, where you can get shirts and stickers and shirts and stickers.
Whoa.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. We will see you next week. Until then,
Next
bye.
week. Bye.
Au revoir!
Bye.